It's not easy to balance as a woman, sometimes in career, and again, as a mother, that you need to be in the family, you need to be in a home so that everything goes on. How do I balance it?
How do you balance?
Like women outside there,
Yes.
you can be an African woman and a career woman. Don't be cheated. You can do it. You can work, you can support the community, you can support the world, and be a mother, be a wife, be everything. Yeah.
It's a good afternoon, and I'm happy that I've been able to meet you in, this is Lodwar, Lokichogio.
Yeah, in Turkana County.
Turkana County.
Sure.
So how are you?
I'm good, Evelyn.
How have you been? How do you find this place?
So good.
Yeah.
And I find it okay. You realize that it's green all over. It has been raining for some time. But when we came here, did I really like it? No.
You didn't?
I almost went back home. And you know, I come from the western part of Kenya, in Bungoma County. That's where I was born. So comparing Turkana County and Bungoma County, there's no much relationship.
The heat?
The heat is very hot.
Yeah.
It's dry. Yeah. The foods and everything is just different.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what I'm happy about is I've been to Lodwar, and Lodwar is extremely hot.
Hotter than Lokichogio, of course.
Lokichogio is not as hot.
Yeah.
So I think I've liked the climate.
Yeah, you know, my working station is in Kakuma. We are just here for capacity building training, then we'll go back to Kakuma. So comparing again Kakuma and Lokichogio, Kakuma is more hotter than Lokichogio. Lokichogio is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So now we are here to talk about who an African mom is. Now, according to you, who is an African mom?
Probably let me introduce myself.
Please introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Esther Namisi Mwoga. Mwoga is my husband. Namisi is my maiden name. Yeah, I'm married in Kakamega.
Okay. Where specifically in Kakamega? Which count? Which?
It's Huisero.
Huisero.
Musoli, Shikunga.
Where? Okay.
Just behind Shikunga.
Okay.
High school. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where I'm married. Then I come from a family of 14 children. I'm number 5.
May I ask, one mother, one father?
No, one father. One father.
Okay.
Yeah, so we are 14. I'm number 5 to Mzee Ernest Namisi. That's from Bungoma County. Then I'm a mother of 3 children that I've given birth, but I take care of several children. Let me say about 10 children. I'm a guardian to many.
Wow.
And also I'm a grandmother from a child from a guardian of 1
That's
grandson.
nice.
Yeah.
I guess you feel happy about having a is it a son or a daughter?
It's a son. This is from a daughter that I've been a guardian for, from Turkana County.
Wow. That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are blessings we all long for.
Sure. So I have 3 children. Mine, and in African culture, I'm not sure how many children we have as a family. I think men know more than what we know. Maybe, God forbid, maybe when something happens wrong is when I will know how many children we have.
Okay, that's interesting.
So I have Sandra,
yeah,
Mebo, I have Charlene, Mispa, and I have Shamila, Margaret.
That's nice.
Then we have Damaris Akai, another daughter. She just finished Form 4 with a granddaughter, son of 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So you spoke about, like I speak, what, like an African woman or mother?
Yeah, we want to know. I know others also want to know who really is an African woman. When we are talking about issues to do with the dress code, caring for the family, or is it the children, in terms of lifestyle, discipline, anything, when you think about it, who really is an African mom? I suggest we take a seat and then we can be able to talk more. So Esther,
yes,
who is an African mom according to you? And where you come from, how are you brought up? Then just tell us, are you really an African woman?
Gosh, I'll expound.
Yes.
I was brought up in a strict Christian background, and my parents are Quakers, that's Friends. So we were brought up, and also in like African culture, to be exact, Luya culture, Tachoni culture.
Wow.
Yeah, we grew up in church. We grew up under the guidance of our parents. That's my mom, Ms. Ernest, and my mother. So they took care of us, and we grew up knowing, like in Africa, a woman should know how to cook. A woman should dress well. Well, meaning that your dress should be above the knees. Even the sitting style of women is very different from men. We were told when you are sitting, you have to cross your legs. Yeah, that's what an African woman meant. And also, culturally, as I understand, a woman in the African society, being silent means respect. Like people are fighting, you are being quarreled, but when you are silent, you don't reply to your man.
Wow.
Yes, you have respect. I can quote even that from our former president, Moi.
What did he say?
Moi kept on saying that the woman who is silent, who doesn't speak when a man speaks, that is an African woman.
Wow. Silence is a weapon.
Yes. Even biblically, people up to now, they use the Bible to where there's submission, that a woman should submit to a man. The man is the head and everything. I also, as a woman, I'm an African woman, by the way, Evelyn.
Okay.
As an African woman, I also believe in that. A man is the head of the home. There's submission, there's respect, but I take it differently. Being submission does not mean that when he says a wrong thing, you just say yes, we will do it. When he says he wants to implement something and which is wrong, you keep on just accepting. No, that's how I believe it different. That as much as he's a head of a family, we can sit together, discuss, and agree, not just putting things to be implemented without my conscience or without even my input.
So what are you saying, that even if you are silent, but there is a way in which you can bring out the issues and be able to participate in decision making?
Exactly, that's from me.
Okay.
Yeah, but long before that, especially where I come from, it was believed when a man decides to do A, B, C, D, like he don't have a say. But time has changed. Culture, of course, defines us. But where I come from also, there's good culture to me. And also I see some culture which is not in order. Because if this issue of women just sitting there without making decisions, I don't see as it's a good thing to me. As a career woman, I believe that a woman should participate in decision making. It should participate. It gives you self-esteem. You can stand somewhere in leadership and say something, but the moment you are brought down, you don't speak anywhere. You are just there. I don't think the esteem and the confidence will be there.
I'm listening.
Growing up, there was that belief that a woman's place was a home. A woman should take care of the family, should take care of the husband, should take care of children. That's culturally in African context. And many times such a thing has been there, and up to now we have some families still practicing it. I accept, yes, as a mother, as a woman, you should take care of a home. But as a career woman, again, you should now balance. You should be in career and also balance with family. This is something that does not work for everyone. I've seen it, I can testify. It's not easy to balance as a woman, sometimes in career, and again, as a mother, that you need to be in the family, you need to be in a home so that everything goes on. How do I balance it?
How do you balance?
That's where I'm coming to. Yeah, I have a supportive husband. My husband does not look at me as I'm just supposed to be at home. He also supports my career. That's why the far I've come from, and that's why I can work here. And my family is all many kilometers away in Eldoret.
We'll come to that.
Yeah.
We'll come to that.
Yeah.
So when we are saying that a woman's place is in the kitchen, So the saying goes.
Mm.
What's your take on that? She's supposed to cook.
Yes.
The husband is the provider. You know, this was then. Is it still working today?
In some families, it's working, but not in most of the families. We have two things. Personally, I look at as much as a man is supposed to be a provider, the giver, and everything. Society has changed. Economy is high. So if we go on bending and saying the man should provide, you sit in the kitchen, everything has been brought home, and you just have to prepare, take care of the husband, take care of if we have animals, chicken, and all that, then I'm sure this man will not be able to cater for the family.
So are you saying it's because of the economic times that have also contributed to that belief being not done away with, but roles now being like we can actually share some of these roles?
Yes, yes, in a way that, yes, the economic times are hard. And to me, I believe as a woman, we should share roles with our men. And two, again, I can imagine me being in the village in Shikunga now. I've not gone to school, or I went to school, and now, because of my husband, he has decided I should be an African woman, sit in the village and do that. I will not have confidence, no self-esteem. I don't know anything that happens around. So that has changed. Women in African society, majority of them also are coming up in career, and they want development. They want to speak up. They want leadership, and that's why things have changed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now my question is, you know, looking back, an African woman was just defined by her physique. She was somebody who had a thick leg, you know, what they call a mazgwembe.
Yes, in Dumbu. Where
In
I come
Dumbu,
from.
yes.
Yeah.
And body-wise, she's supposed to have been, you know, one they can say she has eaten well. And even when she went back home and she was not big, let me call her big,
Yeah.
the parents would say, "This our son-in-law is not taking care of our daughter." What's your take on that?
My take is it still there, or
Yes,
does it hold any water?
Does it hold any water? Is it still there?
It's still there. It has happened severally, and you can attest to this evening. Like when you are big-bodied a woman, or you are neat and you will hear people saying that our son is taking care of.
Good care.
Yeah, good care. And they don't even think if it's the lady taking care of herself or something. They will never mention that, even if you are taking care of yourself.
So it's the perception of the community.
Yes, they have that perception. But mostly culture, we believe that one day people will say yes, this woman is taking care of herself once in a while. I'll give you an example in African society again. Like they believe a woman should take care of her home, should be married, you know.
Yes.
They believe that an African woman, if not married, then you should not be in leadership. Where I come from, it's more pronounced, like 50-50%. Like when you are vying for a political seat,
yes,
they'll keep on asking,
where is the husband?
Yes.
Where is the pillar?
So my question is, does it mean that for you to be in leadership, you must have a man behind you?
But there's also the other side where they say behind every successful man, there is a woman.
Exactly. So that's where the confusion comes in. So that's a question I've asked myself, because if I believe in marriage, I believe in institution, I believe in African women, but women should be given a chance to do their own things, to develop. If it's career, do the career development, shine also. I dream for Kenya one day to have even many women in leadership. I was just president. I'll give an example.
Yeah.
My role model sometimes in politics is
Martha Karua.
Yeah, I'm nicknamed in my home. Even when you ask Karua, they will tell you it's me.
Is it because of the leadership role you play, or the direction?
The strictness of Karua.
The Iron Lady.
The Iron Lady.
Wow.
And I don't mind that. In fact, when my people tell me Karua is coming, I just
You feel
smile.
it, eh?
I feel it because that's my role model in politics, the
Yeah.
strength, the way she speaks.
Yeah, strength of a woman.
Exactly.
Mhm.
I'll dream a day where Kenya, where Africa will embrace many, many women in leadership.
Me too.
Many organizations
Yes.
will embrace many women
Okay.
in leadership. Maybe just I've mentioned about organization. I didn't mention that. I'm a career woman, as I've said.
Yes.
I work for ADRA Kenya.
Mhm.
ADRA is Adventist Relief Agency. It's an organization based on a church background. That's SDA.
Religious affiliated to
Yes.
Seventh-day Adventist
Yes.
Church.
Yes. I've been here in Turkana County, Turkana West Sub County, for a project called Together. This is a project that it's implementing project activities to make sure that women and girls, adolescent girls, enjoy their rights in sexual reproductive health and sexual gender-based violence. I'm a call mill officer. That's community-led monitoring, evaluation, accountability, learning. It's like we reach out to the community for them to implement their activities as we support them, so that
Okay.
they make their decisions and all that.
So you are actually, the question I asked you about who an African woman is, and the role you're saying that you want women to participate, you're actually picking it at your place of work, where you're looking at empowering the young girls and boys as well,
Of
so that
course.
they are able to shine despite the cultural issues that they are faced with.
Yes, Together as a project, that's what comes out clearly. It just comes out in a way that we want our adolescent girls, women, and of course we have a percentage of boys, to have a say, to have a decision in decision making, to go and speak to stakeholders and say, this is what we want, this is how we can do it. That's our dream.
Okay. Now I want to ask you questions that will help us understand how you combine being a woman, being a mom, being in a far distant area. How do you combine that with the work that you do? How are you able to manage?
It has not been easy.
It has not been easy. I like the way you have just put it.
It has not been
It's
easy.
grace.
Yeah, this is not the first time I'm working far away from my family. I've worked in different counties. I worked in Migori. I've worked in Homa Bay. As I said, my home county is Kakamega, married in Kakamega, but we stay in Eldoret. Then I'm born in Bungoma. Now you are seeing my movements.
Your movements.
Yeah, so like the last time, like when I was working in Migori, that's with PMI.
What's PMI?
It's a project, it's a malaria project that was being implemented by USAID.
Oh, okay.
So they are doing indoor spray in houses in Migori County and Homa Bay. So the time I was working there, my daughter last born I left my daughter with 7 months.
Wow.
That's in the hands of Tom. Tom is my husband, and a house girl, and the small other daughters who are in class 6 and class 3, then 7 years. It was not easy. But just coming back, my father has been a person who made me have this confidence that a woman should do things. My father values all children, despite being a woman or being a man.
Okay.
So the confidence that I have, I can anticipate to my old man.
Okay.
Mzanamisi, and also my mother. They have always stood with us. So every time I could get a job outside my living area from family, I ask, of course, my husband, then tell my father there's this, and she'll say, "May, go for the job."
So you have a support system.
Yes. So when I was working in Migori, Homa Bay, far away on Mfangano Island, where you cannot be brought even your daughter to see you, it was stressing. At one
Psychologically?
time, yeah, at one time I could scream even at night, and I want to go back to my girl. She's small. I'm doing damage to her. But my husband could convince me. Tom could convince me and tell me, Esther, they are fine. I'm taking care and all that.
Yeah.
So it's not easy. Like you're always on phone. You have to ask. Sometimes I'll bring in my sister. At one time, I left this 8-month girl to her, and every day after 1 hour, I would call Akaje. How is she doing? At one day, she told me, "I'll not be picking your call if you don't trust me, and I'll not take care of you. I'll not pick your call." So you can imagine that anxiety. You want to know what's happening. Is she safe and all that? So I called Tom. I called my sister. Then my husband. They collaborate with my sister and refuse to pick calls because yeah, so it's not easy, but I've managed.
Okay.
I've managed.
Okay.
My family, I cannot say that we don't have, like, we're not moving or we are stuck. With the grace of God,
Okay.
it has stood.
Just a question about the nature of your work. Now you're dealing with adolescents, and I understand that one of the bigger issues here is early marriage. The girl here faces quite a lot of challenges. She may not be able to go to school. She's married off early. Just highlight a little bit about that.
Probably I'll just make you understand exactly what Together Project is doing. Then I'll come in as a call mill officer to explain it, what exactly also we're doing. So Together Project has different components. We call them outputs. So we have outputs that is dealing with life skills, that's still on adolescents. We have an output that is dealing with WASH. Then we have an output that is dealing with gender, then agribusiness. Then we have, of course, social behavior change. Then here, the call mill approach.
Okay.
What's call mill approach? Call mill is a community-led monitoring. It's a new approach. I might say I've not heard anywhere a project in Kenya that is using a call mill approach yet to get. If it's there, maybe I've not come across. So this is a new approach that has come to us through our donors, Canada, the Canadian. And we have Salanga team from Canada who has trained us. First, we are trained as officers. Then after trained as officers, it's us now to support the community to understand what call mill is. So here in Turkana West Sub-County, as you had mentioned, according to statistics, there's a high number of people, children dropping out of school, those that have gone to school.
Due to pregnancy?
Yes, early pregnancy, early marriage, rape, gender-based violence, such a things are here in Turkana West. So coming to early marriage and early pregnancy, call mill, we go to the community, of course, through the sensitization and mobilization that is done by the leaders, the duty bearers, starting from the chiefs, the admins, that's administrators, village admins, and village elders. So we speak to them first. We let them understand what we are doing. But of course, it comes up from the county before we go to the sub-locations and even the villages. So after speaking to the duty bearers, we let them mobilize for us the community through Chief Barasas. Then we speak to them and let them know us as a project, us as Together Project, what we are doing. So, of course, the chiefs, sub-chiefs, village admins, they have been very, very supportive in the county and in the sub-county. So they will do that. They will mobilize the teams. They welcome us. They have given us a red carpet to speak to these people.
That's nice.
But Evelyn, it's not easy.
Really?
Culture defines us.
So it's really inculcated in their blood.
Yes, it's culturally rooted. So it takes some time. We are doing behavior change.
Yes.
And as you understand, behavior takes a time. You cannot just speak to someone today and tomorrow we shall be testifying how statistics are doing well. We shall be cheating. So after having a barasa, we get a committee. We call it CMC, a Community Management Committee, a committee that will manage now the larger community, whereby they take lead to identify their own problems related to sexual reproductive health, related to sexual gender-based violence. After identifying them, we zero them to maybe 4 or 3, those that are really affecting them. And many times the first thing that has come up is early pregnancy, early marriage, rape, and all that. Then after letting them identify that, we go ahead and just even talk about what we call the historical trends. Like 10 years ago, how was issues of early pregnancy? 5 years ago, now, and maybe after 5 years or 7 years now that ADRA is here. They speak about it, they even do it graphically, and they present. Then we ask them to come up with a theory of change on their own.
Okay.
Yeah. So because we want them to own the process,
Yeah.
we want them to own it and let also the community own it.
Yeah.
So after they have come up with the theory of change, now we also guide them to come up with community action plans.
Okay.
What do they want to do? So after they have come up with the community action plans, we support them to implement them. Of course, we are not the only partner that we will support that.
Yeah.
Action plans can make you move to one office or another and show you a community action plan and ask for support. And that's what we have encouraged them. We've been doing that for the past 1 year and 2 years. They have their action plans. They are doing a lot, we can attest. And so far, Call Meal approach has been implemented in 20 villages in the larger Turkana West sub-county.
Wow.
Yeah, and we can attest, we've had testimonies. Like I'll give you an example in Aposta. Aposta is just here in Songotu ward. One woman stood up and said, at long last, we can speak in such a meeting. Because
they were not allowed to speak.
No, in Turkana culture,
the woman is not seen.
Yeah. So in fact, when we used to come for meetings, they can't mix. There's a group of women, one side, then men, another side. We kept on asking them to sit together, and it's not easy.
It took time, eh?
It took time.
But how do they see you as a woman standing in front of them?
I can tell you, Evelyn, it was not easy also me to penetrate. Of course, we used the chiefs and the assistants, and I've used a local example. Among us, we have the locals that are supporting us, we are working with. So not when we go to the field, we make sure we have one local that is working with us. We will use them as an example and say, this is your daughter, this is your son. She's working with ADRA together project. Do you really admire her?
Definitely.
Yes, they will
she
say
has gone
yes.
to school.
Do you want your children also to be like that? They say yes. So what do we do?
So you take them at that point.
Yes.
Okay.
Of course, men, they have not been easily convinced. Like every time we talk about early pregnancy, because mostly they're the perpetrators.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you expect me to be the problem, and then you're trying to use me to solve the problem?
So when selecting this CMC group, that's something I missed. We make sure we have all the age groups. That's from 10 to 19 years, 20 to 24, 24 to 30, and 30 and above.
Okay.
So that when this committee are distributed in different villages, we have an age group that will speak to the old people. We have the age group that will speak to the adolescents. We have for women, and we have also for the youth.
So can you say that something is happening?
Oh,
Are
yes.
you seeing change?
Oh, yes. I'll give some testimony.
You have success stories.
Yes, documented.
Wow, wow.
We have Mogila here, Lorus. That's one of the villages here. When we went to Mogila, it was horrible. That's a place where NGOs rarely reach because of insecurity.
Oh, yeah. Because we are just a few kilometers to South Sudan. That's 25 kilometers, I was told.
Yes, Mogila Hills. So the first day we went, we didn't go even with the police, but we had asked the chief to make sure that the police and all that. Of course, the NPRs were there. So we went, we were welcomed, and they were so excited because this is a village NGOs fear to penetrate. And yes, ADRA we penetrated. We started there, we formed a committee there. Then there's also life skills taking place there. We have the CHPs who are also training there. We have the wash groups there. That's how we penetrated. And we have one child, a daughter of one of the CMC member, who after trainings went back to school.
Wow.
Yeah.
That one is a success story.
Yes, we have also one here at Lopidi. We have a child in school through ADRA. We have also a testimony at Mogila where this man who was among the CMC members used to battle women. He had 4 wives, and she would beat them, have violence and all that. But he testified after like 6 months. He said he will never do again to them.
Wow.
So that's behavior
So
change.
sometimes it's because they were born when that thing was happening.
Culturally, they believe when doing that is okay, so they don't see any problem. And you can attest to it, Evelyn, even where we come from.
I
I
can.
mentioned something where, like circumcision.
Yeah.
Where I come from, circumcision is normal. When you speak about it, men can even tear you into pieces. So they see it as normal. Here too, there are things that are just normal. Early marriage to them, they do because they want wealth. They are poor.
Actually, it's just a matter. The bigger problem is wealth, right?
Yes, yes.
So when I take you to school, you are delaying my getting
exactly
the cows
Yeah, but I'm happy they
or the
understand.
camels.
Camels, donkeys, goats. I'm happy they're accepting that even a woman, especially women, can go to school and they'll be okay and be a better person in the society.
So they are now understanding that wealth is not only about the animals they are getting.
Exactly. Do you know that they are booked even at a tender age of 3, 4, 5 years?
Wow.
With beads, they are booked with older men somewhere. Yeah.
Actually, at another time, I would like to really understand this issue of the beads and how much that thing.
I'm yet to
They
understand,
cost.
but one, I've just learned we have those that you book for a girl for marriage. We have those for widows. We have those that maybe you are planning to get married. So booking, they book with the first bit, second, until you're full.
Okay, so it's a statement.
Yes.
Wow.
And also color signifies
Something else. Okay.
Yeah.
That's really nice. And I'm grateful that you have been able to willingly talk to us about who really an African woman is and the role you're playing as a career woman to be able to make change.
Just maybe one word to women outside there.
Yes.
You can be an African woman and a career woman. Don't be cheated. You can do it. You can work. You can support the community. You can support the world and be a mother, be a wife, be everything. Yeah.
So thank you very much, Esther. I've
you
really
too.
enjoyed having this discussion with you. Unless there's an area you think we have not touched on and you'd like to make a comment.
Nothing much for now. It's pleasure. It was pleasure talking to you people. Go out and let people understand what women are. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. See you in the next video.